Hello and welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video actually. I do stream on Twitch occasionally. I'm trying to get more into it though, but primarily focus on painting. I have been painting for a while now, but off and on, say 14 years or so, and never really finished stuff until about a couple, 2-3 years ago now. And this game called Marvel Crisis Protocol came out, and we thought it'd be a good idea to pick it up because I really like comic books and I really like the characters and it's fun, and we had Hulk and decided to paint him up and start putting videos on YouTube as well. So here we are. So this is my Hulk, and this will be a video going over how I painted him. Real simple. Actually got a lot of inspiration from other streamers, and shout out to Epic Duck Studios. He kind of got me interested in this game because he was talking about it, and I was like, oh, I've never even heard of this. Like, I was completely in the dark about this game. But he paints in a very unique, I guess, kind of unique style. He does a comic book style very, very well. And I didn't go as heavy with it as he does, but I kind of took some of the stuff he does with his videos and applied it in my own way. We recorded this on Twitch, and you can catch me on Twitch at, Dizzard. I think I'm the only one. But yeah, we're gonna go over some of the colors I used. You can sped up the video a little bit. Again, this is my first time doing a YouTube video, and hopefully to get the quality of the video a little bit better. So some stuff I didn't realize, and we're just kind of figuring out as we go, But yeah, this is my Hulk. So to begin with, we decided to use the airbrush. This is also my first time actually using paint in the airbrush other than just priming. We started with the Zenithal Prime. I used Stynylrez Res Black and the white to prime them up with the Zenithal. And then we went into airbrush with the Pro Acryl colors that you can get off a Creature Caster. We started with dark Camo green, and then once I was good base coat with that, we went into the bright yellow green, basically trying to get a really high contrast between the shadows and the tops. So yeah, we went into that, and using the airbrush, it was a lot of fun. I kind of messed up a little bit because I again, first time using the airbrush, and I went a little too far with the highlighting with the airbrush, so I basically had to start it over, scrapped it, and started back with the dark Camo green, and then hit it again with the highlights. I also wanted to apologize for my camera angles. Trying to get used to all this, and I noticed, especially after recording this and going through this a million times, that I'm really bad at getting into camera angles unless I'm using the actual paintbrush. So I will definitely be trying to get better at that. Again, apologies for that. So I was happy with the highlights, and went on to the pants. So with the pants, again, using pretty much all the paints I use are the Pro Acryl that you get off of Creature Caster. I really enjoy these paints. They go on really, really well with a brush. You don't have to thin them too much. I do like a little dab. Like, I'm really bad at thinning my paints. Most of the time I just put them on my little sheet of paper. Well, I use parchment paper, and sometimes I'll use a wet palette, but for the most part I kind of just use a piece of parchment paper on my desk. So we went ahead and used the Pro Acryl dark purple to base the pants with, and once we were pretty happy with the nice coat we had going on with the dark purple, I went through and I did it the lazy way because I didn't really feel like going through and edge highlighting the edges of these pants, and I really like how dry brushing looks on fabric. So we went ahead, especially with like torn fabric, so we used the regular purple from Pro Acryl, just normal purple, and did a nice couple layers of dry brushing to just bring up the pants a little bit, and the shadows, and make it pop, like how everyone says. Um, so yeah, so then after we went through and we dry brushed the pants, we went through and I used bright ivory, again, Pro Acryl, and went ahead and did the eyes and the teeth. I had a lot of trouble like debating on if I wanted to um, black line in between the teeth or put pupils on him, but I kind of like the way it looked with the eyes with no pupils, because I mean it's Hulk. He's kind of like, yeah, in the comic books he had eye pupils, but I kind of didn't want to do pupils. I just kind of liked how it looked without them. And then we did the teeth, and I was like looking at the comics, like the comic pictures I could find, and all of the comics, like he's got like his teeth aren't really defined. Like a lot of the times they were just white, and so I kind of left it like that. I'm really happy with how that came out, to be honest. As far as the hair, because I forgot to mention the hair. For his hair, I just used I used the dark camo green again, and then I just used a really diluted bright yellow green, and pretty much just edge highlighted it a little bit with a little mix of dry brushing in at the same time. If you can even really do that, if that makes sense. I guess it's kind of weird to explain it, because it's like I edge highlighted at first, and then towards the certain areas I would dry brush it. But I really like the effect that it gave, because only certain parts of it are the really, really bright yellow green, and then others are kind of like a mix between the dark and the lighter green. It's kind of a nice little flow that I was happy with. So as we continue along, decided to I had a lot of trouble, because I really like Epic Duck's comic book style, and I think it's fabulous. But I was not comfortable myself enough to go through and blackline all of Hulk, because I was really nervous. I don't want to mess him up. So we went through, and instead of blacklining, I just used some Nuln oil and just basically did a deliberate lining on all the muscles with the Nuln oil. I just went through, lined all the stuff, and kept going through, and I was actually rather happy with the effect. Gave the muscles a better definition than just the shadows relying on the paint from the airbrush, and I was really happy with that. But then I decided we're gonna go ahead and do this, and I got the black ink. I used I used the Daily Rowney FW black ink, and I went through and I blacklined the pants as best as I thought. I thought it looked really good. So we blacklined the pants. As far as the base work goes, base work was a lot of fun. I was really, really happy with the base work. Went through and we used Acryl paints, Pro Acryl, burnt red for the bricks, dark warm gray for the concrete, and I used the silver for the I couldn't really tell what it was, if it was like painting on the road or if it's supposed to be like a trolley track, like half of the trolley track, but I really couldn't figure it out. So a lot of pictures I found was it's like the painting on the road. So then I just decided to make it what it was, because I thought the way it looked was really good. So I used the silver on the lines, and I just dirtied it up with a little bit of Nuln oil. No, I used Agrax, I believe. Yeah, Agrax. I used Agrax Earthshade to kind of just dirty it up a little bit. And then I proceeded to go through and blackline in between all the bricks and the details on the concrete and on the either side of the little indentation between the road painting or whatever you want to call it. I think it's a track because it's indented. So I blacklined all that, and I kind of made a mess with it. I wasn't being very careful. But actually it's a little happy mistake, because it made the bricks come out really nice, because I went back through and did another coat over the bricks after I blacklined, and I was really, really happy with the result. So basically I painted the bricks, I blacklined the bricks, and then I was really messy with my black line. So I went over the bricks again. I think it makes the bricks look real, if you can, like, I guess, because it's like kind of fades the black on the edges on some of the bricks. It makes it look dirty, and I just really liked how that came out. And then as far as the concrete goes, I kind of did that based off of Epic Duck stuff, where he goes through and just lines all the cracks and kind of like draws little circles. I really like his stuff. If you haven't checked him out, another shout out to Epic Duck, because he does a fabulous job with comic book style. And this isn't really comic book style. It's like my first attempt at doing something even similar to comic book style. But I mean, I'm happy with the overall result. I think he looks great. So going through and decided to put a little ring around the color of the base for the affiliations, because he is with the Avengers. So I'll be doing all my Avengers with a blue ring, and doing the Cabal with their own little color, and do little different affiliations with different colors. And I was kind of thinking that maybe when I do the other affiliations, like say they do go on the Spider-Verse, if I do Spider-Man, I can do blue for Avenger and then do the other half of the base red. Tell me what you think about that idea, because it's like, I feel like it could get confusing, especially like, let's say somebody comes out with like 4 affiliations. Like, what are you gonna do then? Like, just have like 4 different colors on the base going around the circle, because I think it might just get too busy. But I guess we'll see what happens with the game. But yeah. So yeah, I went through and blue lined the base, and then I was pretty much done. I was really happy with how he looked, and I was taking pictures of him and all that, and I basically got to the point where I was like, I really think I need to bring the highlights up another level. So I went back through and I took my bright yellow green and added a little bit of golden yellow, and we went through and we put a little bit of dry brushing over the highlights of Hulk to kind of just bring it up another level, and I'm so glad I did it. I think it really just brings it to that next level, and I think it enhances the model completely. So yeah, just a little bit of yellow, bright yellow green, and a little bit of golden yellow, and dry brush it on there, and I'm really happy with how the highlights look now. So yeah, this is basically how simple it was. It was a really easy process, and overall, I'm really happy with how the model looks. Like, there isn't really anything about it that I'm unhappy with, but it is a process. I did him in just around 2 hours, so it really didn't take me too long at all to do him. But for those of you looking for, I guess, any type of colors to use with Hulk, or any ideas of trying to try your own thing with him, or just looking for anything, just figured to do a video because I haven't seen that many Hulk videos out. People painting Hulk other than contrast paints. I'm not really a huge fan of contrast paints, but I haven't yet used them. I'm sure they have their place, but I'm not really interested in them. I like playing with layers and dry brushing and some wet blend occasionally, and just painting. I really enjoy it. But I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be doing more when I get around to doing them and actually getting models painted. But this is what I'm trying to do, trying to get more progress done this year. Actually paint more, stream more. Now I'm posting these videos on YouTube too, after figuring out how to edit videos and do this. But thanks for stopping by and watching the video, and go ahead and leave a comment, hit that like button. I'm always appreciative of I'm always appreciative of comments, critique. Like, if you think my model looks like shit, tell me. Tell me it looks like shit, and give me some reasons why, and what you think I can do to improve my skill, because I'm looking to grow as a miniature painter and improve on my own personal skills. And criticism or critique, whatever you want to call it, it's always welcome. But thanks for stopping by again, and have a good one.